Hmm. Hey guys, welcome back to the CulePodcast. Welcome back to another video. Welcome back to another match reaction. Barcelona, they just played at home against Osasuna. We did get a 1-0 victory. But guys, before we get started on the match reaction and we talk about Barcelona's victory against Osasuna, make sure to follow me on all of my social media platforms. Everything's posted down below in the description. Go over there and check me out. That way you guys can stay up to date with everything that I do on the channel. And always, guys, for these match reactions, if you also want to join in, give your thoughts, and also add to the video, just go on X at CulePodcast and just click the StreamYard link. That way you'll be able to join. And also, give your thoughts about the match. But guys, let's get straight into it and let's talk about Barcelona's game against Osasuna, in which we did win 1-0. Let's first look at the lineup in which we fielded. You had Iñaki Peña in goal, Joao Cancelo playing as the left back. You had Pau Cubarsí, Ronald Araujo, and Jules Koundé as the right back. In the midfield, you had Frankie de Jong, Pedri, and Gundogan. And up top, you had Ferran Torres, Lewandowski, and Lamine Yamal. Ferran Torres, he did have to come off injured, though. He came off injured roughly around the 7th minute. He was like slightly jogging. It wasn't any clash or anything like that. But it seems that he has pulled his hamstring, and the results they're saying that he's going to be out for roughly 1 month. Those are the early reports, and in 1 month we are playing that huge clash against Napoli. We do want him to be fit for that match, but he is going to be a doubt. And Ferran Torres' injury, it leaves us very light up in the attack. When you're looking at the players that Xavi has to his disposal, it's only Lewandowski, Lamine Yamal, and Vitor Roque. Those are the only attackers that Barcelona they have available. And the thing is that you do not want to be playing Lamine Yamal every single game to avoid running him into the ground. You want to avoid the same situation that happened with Pedri, and you want to avoid what happened with Ansu Fati. We need to be taking care of Lamine Yamal, and it's going to be very difficult now in these next couple of matches when he's basically the only fit player available. And of course, I wish Ferran Torres a speedy recovery. Hopefully, he recovers well, and he can be basically, be able to make that game against Osasuna. Lewa can continue next season. Yeah, and bro, Lewandowski this game, although it says he has a 7.2 performance, rating from his performance wasn't good. Lewandowski once again just proving to be a liability in this team. Very slow, turns like a truck, doesn't give good passes, has poor touches. I don't understand why Lewandowski is starting so much and playing basically every single game. But guys, looking at the game in general, once again, the takeaways that you can take it is that Barcelona, after Xavi's announcement, you were looking for maybe a reaction from the team. How is this team going to respond after the breaking news that Xavi is going to be leaving? You're hopefully wanting to see a good reaction, a positive reaction, a game with intensity, with a lot of work from the team. But this game was just a lifeless Barcelona. Barcelona, they were just still on the pitch. It was a very mediocre performance, a poor Barcelona once again. And that's been the story like throughout the entirety of the season. Barcelona, they play poor, but they somehow get the victory. And looking at the stats, especially in that first half, let me see. Look at this, boys. In the first half, Barcelona they only had one shot on target. Only had one shot on target. And it wasn't until in the second half when Xavi brought on Vitor Roque where you saw that, change a little bit. And obviously, you have to talk about Vitor Roque getting the goal. Vitor Roque, he came on, I believe it was around the 62nd minute. Yeah. And in his first minute, he scored. Lovely run from the Brazilian youngster. Tigrinho gets on the score sheet. And this is actually the goal. Let me pull it up, boys. That way you guys can see it. But no, right there. But as you guys can see, Joao Cancelo is there. Oh wait. My apologies. We'll see the replay right here again. Frankie de Jong, Joao Cancelo, 3 foot, and Tigrinho with the header. Lovely, lovely finish from Vitor Roque. And what's so important about that goal is that you see the movement and the mobility of Vitor Roque. That's something that Lewandowski doesn't have. You saw how dynamic and how energetic Vitor Roque was as soon as he came onto the pitch. And from this point on, I'm telling Xavi, hey, why play Lewandowski when you have Vitor Roque? Play him. But of course, Lewandowski, he's going to get the free pass now, just knowing that there's not that many attackers, available. Rafinha, Ferran Torres, and even Joao Felix, they're all out injured. And so that's obviously going to lead to Lewandowski starting. And questions whether Xavi will be lining up four midfielders in the next upcoming games. Our next game is against Alaves, and it's going to be interesting to see whether he starts Vitor Roque and Lewandowski together, or he decides to opt for a four-man midfield. But guys, now looking at some, he's going to use Vitor as an impact sub moving forward. Any words on our great medical team? What our great medical team? I'm pretty sure it's only three players in the entire squad who haven't picked up an injury all season. Only three. That's absolutely shambolic. Our medical team is, it's so poor. It's so poor. I don't understand how we have how you're at a club like Barcelona and you have such a poor medical team. All of our players get injured, and it's what's worse. It's that it's muscle injuries. He's going to use Vitor Roque as the impact sub moving. Hopefully that's not the case, man. I want to see Vitor Roque get more minutes and be a starter. But these are some quotes after the end of the game. Pedri spoke to Dans after the match. It tastes very good. It's a difficult game because of where we came from in a strange week for us. Okay. I'm very happy for my first goal, especially because it gave us the 3 points. And this is something that Vitor Roque is going to remember basically for the rest of his life. Your first goal is always super important. Yes, we need a new medical team and physio on the Hansi Flick. Bro, if Hansi Flick, guys, if he comes to Barcelona, he would absolutely rejuvenate the squad. But continuing on with the quotes, Andres Christensen never left us, bro. Pau Cubarsí has been absolutely phenomenal, and that's crazy to think that a 16-year-old kid is 17 at this point is replacing Christensen. That just shows like the level of Christensen at the moment. I spoke with Lewandowski this week a lot. He must score more goals for us. He must be differential, and he's not being that. So why is he starting? If Lewandowski, if he's not, showing on the pitch why he should be starting, why have him? Iñaki Peña did not concede a goal for the first time since the 7th of December in the league. That's such a long time. It is a dream come true. I've been waiting for this moment for a long time. And what a moment, man. Look at that. Dream. We need to promote more La Masia talents leading up to UCL fixtures against Napoli. At this point, if I'm Xavi, I'm looking at how in these next couple of months. So something also that I haven't mentioned is that Xavi should be looking to create a blueprint and a base and a foundation for that next manager, because we all want Barcelona to succeed. And so any La Masia players that you think could be of use to the next manager, bring them on. Have them make their debut. Give them some minutes. That way, when let's say like a Hansi Flick or whoever comes up next can actually work with these players and say, hey, they've already had some experience in the first team. And Vitor Roque, Lamine Mao, Hector Ford, these are players who have done that. Xavi helped us all, and now we have to give everything for him until the end. And the players, they don't want Xavi to leave. The players are fans. And then I'm guessing that's because, Xavi, he's basically been the scapegoat for a lot of the players. Xavi himself said, I'm the most responsible for the situation that Barcelona is in. And at times, I would say he's been a little bit too protective of the players. He hasn't given them enough criticism, but hopefully, behind closed doors, he is critical of the players, because the players, they're at fault as well for the situation that Barcelona are in. I forgot today's the last day of the transfer window. Wait, it is? I had no idea. Wait, is today the 31st? Yeah, today's the 31st. Okay. Basically now to the end of the season, it's an audition for La Masia to convince the new coach. Not only for that, it's whoever, basically the entire squad, they should be performing at their level, because if the next manager comes in, for example, and he sees that Lewandowski isn't performing up to par, gone. Like, why am I going to keep a player, especially on high wages, that is not performing for me? Every single one of these players should be looking to improve their level. Um, Xavi, I spoke with Lewandowski this week. Yeah, he must score a lot of goals. Absolutely, absolutely. And look at that, boys. Lamine Yamal and Vitor Roque. What a photo. That's gonna be so amazing. Well, all I care about is his first goal. Yeah. Oh my god. And something that I didn't understand is why Xavi he brought on Fermin Lopez for Ferran Torres, but then immediately in around the 60th minute mark, subbed him off for Vitor Roque. Sub off Lewandowski. Fermin and Roque were our best players today. Fermin Lopez, he is another player who has been promoted just recently, and he brings so much energy to that midfield. He has a profile not many players in the pitch in our squad have, and so he's a player that I would want to see more often. And looking at how Barcelona is basically setting up their their transfer window and their negotiation. Would we say negotiation? But their transfer strategy, promoting Fermin Lopez, looking to signing Lucas Berro, and looking to sign Alex Garcia as well. It seems that Barcelona they're looking for a big sale. Could Frankie Young be leaving at the end of the season? This summer, players better pack up their luggage in advance. Absolutely, absolutely. The players they are going to be under a microscope, and they need to improve their performances if they are to stay. Lewandowski forgot here is a Barca. If he was in Real Madrid, that offside goal would stand. Uh, don't even get me started on Real Madrid, guys, because in the game, I think it was against Girona and Real Madrid. In the watch along, we did look at some quotes from the VAR, and it's just unbelievable how Real Madrid get treated. Um, but victory for Barcelona, brilliant. Who should be the true untouchables of this Barcelona team? Who are the players that should not be sold in any circumstances? Pick up to three and tell me why. Gavi, Pedri, and Lamine. Yeah, Pedri, Yamal, and Gavi. And I'll add Gundogan for the next couple of years. Nah, Gundogan, no. Can't just pick three. Pedri, Gavi, Lamine, Frankie, and Araujo. Mm, I wouldn't say Frankie, no. I'd go with Pedri, Gavi, and Lamine. I go Pedri, Gavi, and Lamine. Right there. Those three are effectively the true untouchables. Yeah, Pedri, Gavi, and Lamine Yamal. When I look at valuing players, dispensability is at the forefront of the equation, both skillfully and marketably. I don't see I just don't see many, if any, realistically, effectively, and keyword sustainably replacing their utility in the squad. What he's basically saying right there is obviously you need a player who basically his role can't be filled. That's Gavi, Lamine Yamal, and Pedri. These guys are if these guys are the true untouchables. Um, don't have any issue sending Frankie. If Barcelona get a big offer for Frankie De Jong, I'm not against that. If Barcelona receive 100 million from Frankie, I'm sorry, Frankie, gone. Frankie De Jong has been a world class midfielder, but the thing is, he basically fills a role that isn't at the club, that doesn't exist in Barcelona. That second sort of center mid slash CDM. No, it doesn't work. That money that Barcelona would get for Frankie Young still would be going for a CDM. Second tier untouchable, Araujo. Yep. Araujo would be another untouchable. But for example, looking at how Pau Cubarsí is playing and looking at how Barcelona is kind of stacked in that center back department, if Araujo were to be sold, it wouldn't be the end of the world, guys. It wouldn't be the end of the world. And on top of that, I honestly believe center backs are one of the easiest positions to replace just because look, what's the hardest thing to do in football? It's to score goals. It's the differential makers. Those guys, I believe those are the hardest positions to replace. And on top of that, Barcelona, they're luckily stacked with talent in that center back position. And Real Madrid TV, whenever Barcelona wins, they say we got refereeing help. Whenever Real Madrid lose, they say referees robbed them. And that's Real Madrid TV for you. They put pressures on Real Madrid, on referees when they don't get refereeing calls on their decisions. But that's just how it is. I still have no idea why Farming was a player who was substituted, but great to have Roque finally on the pitch and an instant impact. Completely agree. Completely agree. But guys, let's look at some more quotes before we end it off. But just in after initial tests, Ferran Torres could be out for around a month. And that would mean that he would miss the games against Napoli, man. If we sell Frankie de Jong, Lewa, Rafinha, Peña, Romeo, maybe Fati, that would give us tons of money to rebuild. Absolutely, absolutely. Look at this comment. If we sell Frankie de Jong, who I am totally in favor, Lewandowski, Rafinha, all players who I believe should be looking at the exit door. Maybe Frankie de Jong, like he could. I would keep him. But if obviously if the right offer comes, I wouldn't be against it. And that I would give a lot of money for Laporta and the next manager to work with. And even then, you could sell, for example, Kunde or Christensen for 50 to 60 million easily. Maybe keep Ferran for rotational player. I would keep Ferran just because he is that squad player that you do need. Of course, he kept Lewandowski on and subbed off our most impactful forward. Where's the meritocracy? I honestly don't get Xavi, man. Vitor Roque against Osasuna, 1 goal, man of the match, scored the winning goal, 100% pass success, 100% dribble success, 3 duels won, 2 shots. Sell those and buy Rafael Leao. Ooh. The number one priority, guys, for the summer should be a left wing and a CDM, but specifically a CDM. Like, forget about anyone else. Go and buy a quality CDM. It's that simple. Jordi Alba Asco with Barca, lovely. Best player against Osasuna, you'd have to say Vitor Roque. But that's only because he scored the goal. Overall, it's Fermin for me. Fermin Lopez played absolutely outstanding. Pedri also he played well. Lamine Yamal has started 4 games in the last 10 days for Barcelona. He's played 375 minutes in total. And this is what I'm worried about, guys. This is what I'm worried about. Because in the next upcoming games, because of the injuries that we have, Lamine Yamal is going to get more and more playtime. That's good to develop as a footballer. But his body in general, it hasn't developed to the point to be able to withstand so many minutes. Yeah, we need Rafinha back just so he can rest. Prioritize CDM, left wing, backup right wing, fullback, rotational players, maybe backup veterans. You have Hector Ford and Joao Cancelo who can play, both left back and right back. And so I fullback, as you said, I think it's our third or maybe fourth priority. Number one should be that CDM. Our second position should be that left wing. And looking at how expensive, for example, Zubamendi is, and that would be my number one option, then that would take up most of our funds. And then maybe 30, 40 million, you could be maybe looking at a, let's say, like a Nico Williams, for example, from Athletic Bilbao or Athletic Club. But once again, it's just depending on the fee. Keep Ferran for rotation. Absolutely, absolutely. But guys, just closing thoughts on Barcelona's performance tonight against Osasuna. Once again, it's more of the same. Here, football is faster than in Brazil. What I need is to be more focused throughout the match. Okay. Well, I mean, Vitor Roque, he's going to improve as a footballer, guys. He just came to Spain. He's adapting, and I'm super excited to see what Vitor Roque can bring for us. And he's an exciting talent. He gets his first goal, absolutely ecstatic for him, and hopefully it's the very first of many. But looking at the Barcelona's overall performance, more of the same. Barcelona just poor. We just get the win, regardless of the performance, and that's pretty much it. Barcelona get the win, but once again showing lackluster performance, and that's a bad sign because against better teams, against teams of higher quality, we are going to suffer, and we've seen that throughout the season. We've seen that. It was meh until Vitor Roque came. His movement, his adaptability, threat is good, absolutely, and I hope to see more of him. I hope to see more of him. But guys, thank you guys all for watching. Thank you guys for tuning in. Remember, I believe tomorrow, yes, tomorrow on Thursday, we're going to be making another episode talking about the news, any news that's coming up, and as well, talking about this game in a little bit more detail, looking at the fallout, and just looking at Xavi's quotes, because I believe he's having a press conference right now, but I want to hear the English quotes because in the La Liga YouTube channel, it's in Spanish, and unfortunately, you guys won't be able to understand. Well, like those who don't understand Spanish won't be able to hear it. Will it be live again? Yes. I will be live tomorrow on Thursday, roughly around 9 p.m. Eastern. It's a little bit late, But if you don't catch it live, of course, it will be there on YouTube and Apple Podcast and Spotify. But unfortunately, those who want to join live and also join the hangout on the stream, they won't be able to. But guys, thank you guys all for watching. What are your guys' thoughts on Barcelona's performance against Osasuna? Are you guys happy with the result? And of course, Vitor Roque's goal, how happy are you guys for that? But guys, thank you guys all for watching. Thank you guys for tuning into the channel. Holy, it's already Thursday. Yeah, the time flies by. But guys, thank you guys all for watching. Thank you guys for supporting the channel. I appreciate every single one of you guys who tunes in. And always, guys, remember to like, subscribe, and comment.